What's up, YouTube family? Um, as y'all can see, I'm driving right now. Usually when I do these videos, I'm usually sitting outside of my job parking lot or outside of my crib parking lot, and I got the AC off, the car off, everything else, and usually the windows up, so it's not a bunch of wind and just a lot of shit, y'all. But today I'm just doing a little different. I had something to do during lunchtime, so I had to run home, run back to work. So I'm currently driving back home. Back to work. Sorry, it's hard to do. It's hard to focus while you're driving and recording a video. So y'all at home, I do not recommend doing this. But hey, shit, man. What they say is a show. The show must go on. So let's talk about depression. I notice a lot of people out here are going through some serious depression. It's a lot of depressed people out here. A lot of people my age, because let's say, like adulthood kind of kicked our ass. It kind of snuck up on us and robbed the fuck out of us when we was walking down a dark alley. But mostly I see a lot of these younger generation people, man. A lot of the Gen Zs, as you call them. Man, I feel bad, man, especially the young men. Boy, they got it bad. They got it really, really bad, y'all. One of the main things I just really want to touch on, I want to really go into what depression is. Because once you understand what it is that you're going through, then you'll understand how you can fix it and how you can get over that. We've all been depressed. And being depressed is not just a permanent state. It's not like saying, well, when I was 12 going through puberty, I was depressed. But then when I was 15, I wasn't depressed no more. It doesn't work that way. Like depression is just like happiness. There's no such thing as just being happy. Sometimes you feel happy, sometimes you don't feel happy. So it just really just depends on where your state of mind is at the time. Now you want to have some type of solidarity, meaning, you want to be happy most of the time. Wouldn't we all agree? Right? Most humans would rather have happiness most of the time and maybe unhappiness for the minority of the time. You know what I mean? Like idealistically, in an ideal world, that's what we want. So, but it's not always like that, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not. Sometimes we're going through shit, sometimes we don't. Sometimes everything could be going good. You could be fully content, but for some reason, you just don't feel good that day, or you just feel not very happy about something. And you don't really quite know what it is. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. It's always a problem. Again, I'm no psychologist. They do have what they call clinical depression, where certain people they got certain chemical imbalances, meaning just their brain just causes them to just have these moods. So you should always understand yourself. You know how I am about doctors. I'm very wary about them, especially therapists and psychologists. They're all part of this evil fucking agenda. But you do have some good. You do have some people that are professionals and they actually know what they're doing and they actually want to help their patients. So, like if anybody's going through some shit where you feel like it's a real mental illness that you have, and before you start taking any drugs or anything, I would try to seek some type of help. But for the most part, I would say the majority of people are just going through what you call just general basic depression, where it's just they just not happy about shit, man. Either they not where they want to be in life, they just shit just ain't going good. Maybe, shit. They fucking car broke down, they broke, ain't got no job, shit like that. Listen, I've been there, man. I'm not ashamed to talk about my past. I've been there, y'all. I've been homeless. I've never really been like on drugs. I've never been an actual drug addict, but listen, boy, I done binged. I done did hard drugs. I done did almost every hard drug you can think of, bro. So there's nothing. You can meth, heroin, crack, coke. Yes, I've done it. I've done it all, goddammit. The fuck? And I'm not ashamed to tell people about it. That's why I'm so big on health and fitness and getting your mind right, because I've already been through that dark phase of my life. And at a very young age, too. When I was, during my whole teenage years. When I was going through puberty is when I first started smoking. I was 12 going on 13 when I first started really smoking herb like that, man. So right off the bat, man, when I was before I was even introduced to even going through adulthood, I was already altering my mind. Drinking heavy, man. Listen, man, in my early 20s, that's when I started coke. That's when I experienced with every little fucking thing you could think of, man. Um, where am I getting at, y'all? I can't be too long. Fuck, what time is it? Fuck, I keep forgetting I gotta go back to fucking work. I got about 8 minutes on here. I'm probably not gonna take up the whole 8 minutes now. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say this, y'all. Depression. You know, not to get too much into it, but depression is you gotta think, man, the word press. When they say you need to apply pressure, that's what the word press is, just a short, abbreviated version of the word pressure. That's when you know what I'm saying? When people say, hey man, you know, man, why you always pressing on me, man? Why are you pressing the issue? Or when when the news is putting out stories, they say, hey, stop the press. See what I'm saying? Pressure. Think about, like, it's just like, to be depressed is the opposite of expressing. Think about a person who is expressed, the person who is expressing himself. To express means to let go, or to come out, or to really like be released or freed somewhat. That's what the word really means, express. You know, not to be confused with being oppressed, like the opposition, OPP. Yeah, you know me. Nah. But you know, like the opposition, or they say the ops, you know, to be oppressed is when you're being blocked from being able to express yourself. You know what I mean? By an opposition, or a person that's opposing you, or by an opposite force. That's why poor people, they say, you know, we're being oppressed, you know, by a higher power. So now, what is depressed? So express is to come out, or to let go, and or to free and release. To be oppressed is to be deprived of, or you know what I mean, or robbed of, or taken of, or to have taken away. So to be depressed, think about this now. Depressed is when you have all this pressure, all this emotion, all this baggage, or just all this mental stress, just all this weight. Yeah, let's look at the metaphors of weight. It's like you got a bunch of weight, but it's just it can't come out. Or it's not, like, you're not used to expressing yourself, so you're constantly holding in these emotions. You're holding in this shit. This is what being depressed is. It's just really like when something is being decompressed. To compress something, you know what I mean? To decompress. So you're being depressed, man. You're depressed. You're holding in pressure. So really what it means is, to be depressed is something that we usually do to ourselves. It's something that we have done ourselves. My bad, I'm distracted, y'all. Driving home, I'm seeing people in the parking lot, people waving and shit. But all right, so your depression is a result of you not expressing yourself. I'm gonna just keep it all the way real with you, man. You know, and I'm speaking to most of my young men my age too. And any female who want to take some of these advice can always benefit from it. But I'm mostly speaking to young men, because, I mean, you know, depression is depression, but a lot of you young men are going through things that young women don't have to go through. And I can't really give young women advice on how to be young women out here. I don't know nothing about that. So, gotta express yourself, man. I know we talk about not showing emotion a lot as men. Yeah, but it's not about showing emotion. But listen, man, it's okay to cry. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to yell. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be like, man, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm tired of these motherfuckers, man. I'm going to my room. I ain't talking to nobody. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta let it out, man. You got to express yourself, because the longer you don't express yourself, or the more you have trained your mind to not express itself, guess what? You're gonna become depressed. So you don't know how to handle this shit. I understand. It's being a young man, you're gonna be depressed. You're gonna go through depression stage, but you cannot let it consume you. You gotta find hobbies. Like listen, man, all you gotta do is just look up some of my old videos, man. I will not lie to none of you for my own gain. Cause I want my kids, my great grandchildren to grow up in a world where people are thinking positive, and where people are actually prospering and growing and actually persevering and shit like that, man. All this depressive shit and all this new world order shit is completely taken that away. So it's completely against what I stand for. So gotta work out, gotta have hobbies. You gotta think of your strengths and not your flaws. You know what I mean? You got motherfuckers complain, oh man, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I don't know, I'm ugly, my teeth, you know what I'm saying? But nigga, you could be 6 feet fucking tall. Listen, I'm a short guy. Compared to the standards of beauty of men, I'm considered a short guy. So you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna get out here and just fucking complain about me not being tall. Listen, I got plenty of strengths. I got plenty of good qualities. That makes me a fucking beast out here. You gotta have that in your mind. You gotta know that you are the shit, man. There is something great about it. I don't give a fuck if you a homeless bum with no arms and no legs. You gotta fucking roll around every goddamn where. I don't fucking matter. There's something great about you, nigga. You can be the famous nigga. Listen, bro, there was a dude, I forget his name, an old black dude back in the day. He was on a movie called Freaks, which is a terrible movie, by the way. But he was an old handicapped dude. He had no arm. This motherfucker literally had no arms and legs. And let me tell you what his skill was. This nigga learned how to light a cigarette with just using his mouth, with no arms and legs. That's it. Like, that's the lowest, but even that motherfucker ended up being like a fucking Hollywood star. Even though this was like back in the 1800s or some shit, being a black man, he still got extra privilege and shit like that. He was treated pretty fucking good. He got to be on a fucking movie. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he was treated like a circus freak, but he was also paid. You see what I'm saying? And it's not about just selling yourself and gaining fame and shit, man. But dude, this motherfucker had no arms and legs, and he still accomplished something. So just what I'm trying to say is, man, go out there and express yourself. Go out there and be great. There is something that you are great at. Keep on becoming greater at it. You gotta, every day is a challenge. Like, man, the whole video, I'm gonna do this shit tomorrow. The video game analogy tomorrow. That's coming tomorrow. Yeah. Like, look at it, think of it like a video game. I'm gonna give y'all like a little prequel right here before we get into it tomorrow. Think about it, like when you playing Grand Theft Auto, dude, if you just sit there and do nothing, you're gonna get fucked up and consumed by the environment. When you what's the point of playing if you're not gonna do shit? When you playing GTA 5, nigga, you gonna go out and steal a car, you gonna rob a motherfucker, you gonna try to do shit legal without getting caught by the cops, you gonna try to keep your stars down, you gonna try to keep your money up and your status, and man, come on. You gonna beast out on that game. You gonna kick ass. But why is it in the real world, when you're playing with your real character, why are you just sitting there allowing just the environment to fuck you up? So the depression shit is in your mind. It can change. It's, man, like part of being a man, I know it sounds kind of contradictory, but it's like, no, you don't show emotion. You don't be emotional. Those emotions are in your mind. You got to know that people don't care about you. Nobody will care. If you're born with a penis, the world does not give a fuck about you. That's just reality. So you got to learn how to just give a fuck about yourself. And you got to go out there, you got to kick ass, man. Depression, it happens. Go out there and fight, become great. And that depression will be gone. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.